Welcome to the course Learn German with ChatGPT and AI. Here you can see an overview of what you are going to learn in this course. At the beginning, we focus on a written conversation with ChatGPT. You are going to learn how to have a written conversation about any topic in German with ChatGPT. For example, about the topic hobbies or food. At the same time, you can get corrected by ChatGPT. After this, you're going to see how you can speak to an AI. We are using the Chrome extension Talk to ChatGPT. Then we have a focus on writing, how you can practice writing and how you can get any text or any email corrected by ChatGPT. In this course, you're also going to learn how you can practice vocabulary and grammar and reading with the help of ChatGPT. At the end of the course, you're going to see how you can practice German for your level with the help of ChatGPT. Thank you for watching and see you soon. Now I'm going to talk about the risks and limitations of ChatGPT and AI. One of the problems is that ChatGPT and AI are not 100% accurate. Always keep this in mind, and if you are not sure, then double check it. Another thing to keep in mind is that ChatGPT 4 is much more powerful compared to ChatGPT 3.5. For some parts of this course, you definitely need ChatGPT 4. In any case, if you have ChatGPT 4, then I highly recommend you to always use it. Another problem with ChatGPT and with AI in general is that they are not good in explaining grammar. Also keep this in mind. Thank you for watching and see you soon. Hello everyone. In this video I will show you how to have a written conversation with ChatGPT in German. First, I will read the prompt to you. Imagine you are an experienced tutor for any language with many years of experience. I would like to learn German. Write to me in German. Let's have a written conversation about the following topic. Hobbies. If I make a grammatical error, correct me after I finish writing the sentence and explain to me how it would be correct. If you would like to talk about another topic, you could just change it here. Then you go to Send Message. And now ChatGPT is writing to you in German. If this is too difficult, then just check out the other video where you always get directly the translation. So ChatGPT wrote now, natürlich, ich helfe Ihnen gerne, Ihr Deutsch zu verbessern. Beginnen wir mit unserem Thema Hobbys. So I am happy to help you improve your German. Let us talk about the topic hobbies. What are your hobbies? Say a bit about it. Now I gave ChatGPT the answer and ChatGPT is continuing to write with me. And still he is continuing to write with me in German. I will read also the answer to you. Sehr interessant. Schwimmen ist ein ausgezeichnetes Hobby für die Gesundheit und Paddle, ich nehme an, Sie meinen Paddle-Tennis, ist in den letzten Jahren sehr beliebt geworden. Ihre Sätze sind grammatisch korrekt. Um das Gespräch fortzusetzen, warum haben Sie sich für diese Hobbys entschieden? Was gefällt Ihnen am besten daran? So like now he is continuing the conversation and he's asking me other questions about it. Like here he asked me, why did you decide to do these hobbies? What do you like the most of it? At the beginning he said that there are no grammar mistakes, and now in the further conversation I will make some grammar mistakes so that you can see that he is correcting it. In this sentence, maybe you see it, I made two mistakes in it. Here it should be gefällt, mir gefällt, sehr gut. And then the S should be with a double S. So I have written, I really like that it's good for the health. Then you go to send. And now you get the corrected sentence. ChatGPT wrote almost perfect. There's a small correction regarding your sentence structure and the choose of word. The correct sentence would be, mir gefällt sehr gut, dass es gut für die Gesundheit ist. And now he gives you the explanation why it's wrong. In Ihrem Satz haben Sie gefällen statt gefällt verwendet. What I said, it was wrong conjugated. And then he also said that you had to take a double S for the das. Now you could still continue to have a conversation with ChatGPT. If you want to have another topic, you could also write it in here. For example, can we talk about food? And then still ChatGPT would still continue the whole time to talk with you in German. How you can have directly a translation, I will show it to you in another video. Thank you and see you soon. Hello everyone. First I read the prompt. Imagine you are an experienced tutor for any language with many years of experience. I would like to learn German. Write to me in German and give me additionally the English translation of what you have written. Let's have a written conversation about the following topic, food. If I make a grammatical error, correct me in English after I finish writing the sentence and explain to me how it would be correct. If you prefer to talk about another topic, you could just change it here. After this, you go to send message and then you start your conversation with ChatGPT. On the top, you can see that it's in German and under it you have the translation. Let's check out what ChatGPT has written. Sehr gerne. Lassen wir uns über das Thema Essen unterhalten. Was ist dein Lieblingsgericht und warum? I would be happy to. Let's talk about the topic food. What's your favorite dish and why? So I wrote, I like pizza. And now we continue the conversation with ChatGPT about the same topic, and ChatGPT is continuing asking us questions about this topic. Das ist toll. Pizza ist auch bei vielen anderen sehr beliebt. Was magst du am liebsten auf deiner Pizza? So ChatGPT asks us, what do you like most on your pizza? Now we will make a grammar mistake so that you can see that ChatGPT is correcting it. So you can see that ChatGPT is now making a correction. Fast richtig. Es sollte ich mag gerne Pizza Salami heißen. In diesem Fall verwenden wir mag für die erste Person Singular, ich, statt mögen, welches für Pluralform oder formelle Anreden verwendet wird. Here you can also see the English explanation, almost correct. It should be ich mag gerne Pizza Salami. In this case, we use mag for the first person singular, ich instead of mögen, which is used for plural forms of formal addresses. If you want to continue the same conversation about the same topic, you can just ask other questions, or you can also change the topic by saying, let us talk about the following topic. You could write it in German, or you can also write it in English. So now it's about the topic music. I wrote, let us talk about the topic music. Let us talk about music. Thank you for watching and see you soon. Hello everyone. In this video, I'm going to show you how you can have a discussion with ChatGPT about a specific topic Hello everyone. In this video, I'm going to show you how you can have a discussion with ChatGPT in German. First, I'm going to read the prompt. Imagine you are an experienced tutor for any language with many years of experience. I would like to learn German. Write to me in German and give me additionally the English translation of what you have written. Let's have a written discussion about the following topic. What are the advantages and disadvantages of school uniforms? Ask me questions about my opinion. If I make a grammatical error, correct me in English after I finish writing the sentence and explain to me how it would be correct. If you like to talk about another topic, you can just change it here. Then you go to send message. And now you can start the conversation with ChatGPT. It could be that he is at the beginning first saying like some advantages and disadvantages, but then later he is asking you about your opinion. So in this case, he asked me, Was denken Sie darüber? Glauben Sie, dass Schuluniformen dazu beitragen können, soziale Unterschiede zu verringern? So he asked me, what do you think about it? About this, do you believe that school uniforms can help reduce social differences? So I just said that I think that school uniforms can help a bit, or like in some way, but not completely. And now he's answering to this point for me, to this argument, and he's continuing with the discussion and he's asking me other questions. And then here you have it first in German and then under it again in English. I will read it. Sie haben einen guten Punkt angesprochen. Schuluniformen können in der Tat dazu beitragen, soziale Unterschiede zu verringern. Aber sie lösen das Problem nicht vollständig. Es gibt immer noch andere Faktoren, wie zum Beispiel das Verhalten der Schüler und die sozioökonomischen Hintergründe, die eine Rolle spielen. Ein weiterer Nachteil von Schuluniformen könnte sein, dass sie die individuelle Ausdrucksfreiheit der Schüler einschränken. Wie sehen Sie das? Glauben Sie, dass die Möglichkeit, sich durch Kleidung auszudrücken, wichtig für die Entwicklung der Schüler ist? So now he asked me like this, another disadvantage of school uniforms could be that they restrict students' individual freedom of expression. How do you see this? Do you believe that the ability to express oneself through clothing is important for students' development? Okay, so I wrote now that I think that clothes is important for this, but there are also cultural differences and that it can be not so important in some countries. And you can see here that he is still continuing the discussion, first again in German, and then he translating it to English. We'll just read the last part of it. Es ist interessant zu sehen, wie kulturelle Werte und Normen die Wahrnehmung von Schuluniformen beeinflussen können. Denken Sie, dass es einen idealen Mittelweg gibt, der sowohl die Vorteile von Schuluniformen nutzen, als auch Raum für individuellen Ausdruck lassen könnte? It's interesting to see how cultural values and norms can influence the perception of school uniforms. Do you think there is an ideal middle ground that could take advantage of the benefits of school uniforms while also allowing for individual expression? If you like to continue with this discussion, then you can just say your opinion. If you like to talk about another topic, you could also write it in here. Thank you for watching and see you soon. Now I'm showing you which Chrome extension you can download for the next few videos. You can type into Google "talk to ChatGPT" and then you can click on the first search result. I will also attach the link so that you can directly find it. You can download it, it's completely for free and you can add it to Chrome. In the next video I'm going to show you the first steps of it. Thank you and see you soon. Now I'm going to show you the first steps with the Chrome extension Talk to ChatGPT. After you activated this Chrome extension in Chrome, you can go on the top, on the right side in ChatGPT and click on Start. Then you can go here on the settings and then you can select German as a language in both cases. Also for the AI voice, of course, you select German. In the next video, I'm going to show you how you can have a conversation with ChatGPT. Thank you. To start talking to ChatGPT, you can click here on the top on the right side. And then you can talk about any topic that you could write in ChatGPT. Hallo, können wir uns über das Thema Reisen unterhalten?
Natürlich. Reisen ist ein faszinierendes Thema. Wohin möchtest du reisen? Oder möchtest du über bestimmte Arten des Reisens sprechen? Wie zum Beispiel Abenteuerreisen, Kulturreisen oder vielleicht Reisen während der Pandemie.
Kannst du mir eine Reise nach Südostasien empfehlen?
Sicher. Südostasien ist eine Region voller faszinierender Ziele. Reich an Kultur, Geschichte, Natur und kulinarischen Genüssen. Hier sind einige beliebte Ziele.
Kannst du mir Empfehlungen für Thailand geben und für Indonesien?
Natürlich. Hier sind einige Empfehlungen für Thailand und Indonesien. Thailand. Bangkok. Die pulsierende Hauptstadt Thailands ist eine Stadt voller Kontraste. Von den glitzernden Tempeln wie dem
So if you want to speed up the message from ChatGPT, then you can click here. To disable the microphone, you can just click here. Otherwise, everything what you are saying is now also recorded. If you want to start to talk about another topic, then you could also just say to ChatGPT. Thank you for watching and see you soon. Now I'm going to show you how you can get corrected by ChatGPT if you make a grammar mistake. First, I'm going to read the prompt. Stell dir vor, du bist ein Tutor für Deutsch. Lass uns ein Gespräch auf Deutsch über dieses Thema Hobbys haben. Wenn ich einen Grammatikfehler mache, korrigiere mich, nachdem ich meinen Satz beendet habe und erkläre mir, was ich falsch gemacht habe. This means in English, imagine that you are a tutor for German. Let us have a conversation in German about the following topic, hobbies. If I make a grammar mistake, then correct me after I finished my sentence and explain me what I made wrong. If you have ChatGPT 4, then it's good to use ChatGPT 4 for this prompt. If you like to talk about another topic, then you can just change it here. When I have the conversation in a bit with ChatGPT, then at some point I will make some mistakes so that you can see that ChatGPT is correcting it. I will click here on Start, and after this I'm going to send the message with the prompt to start the conversation.
Natürlich. Das klingt nach einer tollen Idee. Lass uns über Hobbys sprechen. Was sind denn deine Hobbys?
Ich lese gerne und ich reise gerne.
Das sind schöne Hobbys. Dein Satz ist grammatisch korrekt. Welche Art von Büchern liest du gerne? Und welche Orte hast du schon besucht?
Ich gerne lese Krimis.
Fast richtig. Aber die Satzstellung muss ein bisschen angepasst werden. Es sollte heißen: Ich lese gerne Krimis. Im Deutschen steht das Verb immer an der zweiten Stelle im Aussagesatz. Was fasziniert dich an Krimis?
Ich finde Krimis spannend.
Fast richtig. Aber es gibt einen kleinen Fehler. Es muss heißen: Ich finde Krimis spannend. Das Verb sollte an die erste Person Singular angepasst werden.
So you can see that ChatGPT is correcting it if you make a mistake. Of course, it's also not 100% accurate, but at least you can already have like a conversation and you can already get corrected. Thank you for watching and see you soon. In this video, I'm going to show you how you can practice writing with the help of ChatGPT. First, I'm going to read the prompt to you. Imagine you're an experienced German teacher with many years of experience. Ask me at the beginning what level I am at. Then generate a written task suitable for my level. Tell me to write the text and then paste it in. After I have added my text, you correct it. Write me first the correct text, then explain me what mistakes I have made and how it is correct. List the mistakes in bullet points. Then you go to generate or like send message. Now ChatGPT is having a conversation with us. For this, it is really good if you use ChatGPT 4 if you have it. Okay, I will read it to you. Before we proceed with the task, could you please inform me about your current level of proficiency in German? This will help me tailor the writing assignment to suit your needs effectively. We just take B1 for the example. Thank you for letting me know your level. Since you are at the B1 level, your task will be focused on enhancing your ability to express opinions, experiences, and events in a coherent manner. Here's your writing assignment. Write a letter to a friend describing a recent trip you took to a German-speaking country. In your letter, include the following details. Where you went and the duration of your trip, your means of travel to the destination, and so on. Your text should be between 150 and 200 words. Okay, I will just write only a few sentences. And I will also make a few mistakes in it so that you can see that ChatGPT is correcting it. So I only wrote a very short message. I will read it to you. Hallo Tina, letzten Monat ich war in Deutschland. Viele Städte habe ich besucht, wie zum Beispiel Köln und Berlin. Berlin fand ich sehr gut und besser war Köln, da die Stadt sehr schön ist. Wann wir sehen uns. So I made a lot of mistakes in here. Then you go to send message and now ChatGPT is correcting it. You have also here at the beginning directly the corrected text. Here in this case, he marked it in fat. It's not always that he's doing it, but what is always the case that you have the corrected text at the beginning. Hallo Tina, letzten Monat war ich in Deutschland. Viele Städte habe ich besucht, zum Beispiel Köln und Berlin. Berlin fand ich sehr gut, aber noch besser war Köln, weil die Stadt sehr schön ist. Wann sehen wir uns wieder? Then you also have the explanations of the corrections. If you like to have another assignment, then you could also write it to ChatGPT again. You give me another assignment, can you give me another task? So now you get another task. Write me a short essay about your favorite hobby. In your essay, please include the following information. If it's too difficult or too easy, you could also adjust it. You can say, can you give me an easier task or can you give me a more difficult task? Thank you for watching. In this video, I'm going to show you how you can practice writing for a specific exam like Goethe or TELC. The prompt is the same. We go to send message again. In this example, I just write C1. And then I give ChatGPT the information that I would like to pass a C1 German exam. And that's already it. And now ChatGPT is generating a task fitting for a C1 exam. It could be, for example, an essay. Here is also an essay. Write an essay on the topic, the impact of digitalization on the society. In your essay, please include the following points. And then the same, if you like to have another task, you can just write it here again to ChatGPT. Thank you for watching. In this video, I'm showing you how you can write a perfect complaint letter with the help of ChatGPT. The prompt is the same like before. We just go to send message. Now ChatGPT is asking us again which level we have. Firstly, could you please share with me what your current level of German proficiency is? Are you a beginner, intermediate, or advanced learner? So we just say B2, and then we say complaint email task. And then we go to send message so that ChatGPT gives us a complaint email assignment. Given your B2 level in German, you are at a stage where you can handle complex texts and communicate with a degree of spontaneity and fluency. For your task, you will write a complaint email to a company regarding a recent purchase that did not meet your expectation. Here are the details to include in your email. So now you should write a complaint email, and you have here the details that should be included in the email. And then it's the same, you would write the email, and then after you have written the email, you go to send message. And after this, ChatGPT corrects your email and is saying to you what was wrong and what was right. If you then would like to have another assignment, then you can also write ChatGPT again. Can you give me another assignment? Thank you for watching and see you soon. In this video, I'm going to show you how you can write perfect emails in German with the help of ChatGPT. First, I'm going to read the prompt to you. Imagine you're an expert in writing emails with many years of experience. You can write emails perfectly in any language, and you speak every language at a native speaker level. I would like to write a formal email in German. The following content should be included in the email. Now you can add the content which should be included in this email. And I will just edit now. And then I read it to you. Vorstellung bei den Kollegen als neuer Projektmanager. Name Tom, 6 Jahre Erfahrung als Projektmanager. Nächsten Freitag gibt es ein Seminar, wo ich mich persönlich vorstellen werde. Freue mich auf gute Zusammenarbeit. Then you can go to send message. And now ChatGPT is writing the email for you. I will read it to you. Sehr geehrte Damen und Herren, ich hoffe, diese E-Mail erreicht Sie wohlbehalten. Mein Name ist Tom und ich freue mich, Ihnen mitteilen zu dürfen, dass ich mich als neuer Projektmanager Ihrem Team anschließen werde. Mit über 6 Jahren Erfahrung in der Projektmanagementbranche bringe ich eine fundierte Fachkenntnis und eine leidenschaftliche Hingabe für exzellente Projektumsetzung mit. Um einen reibungslosen Übergang und eine effektive Eingliederung in das Team zu gewährleisten, möchte ich die Gelegenheit nutzen, mich bei einem bevorstehenden Seminar nächsten Freitag persönlich vorzustellen. Dies wird eine ausgezeichnete Gelegenheit sein, um sowohl fachlichen Austausch als auch persönliche Bekanntschaften zu fördern. Ich bin überzeugt, dass unsere Zusammenarbeit auf gegenseitigem Respekt, Vertrauen und der gemeinsamen Zielsetzung basieren wird, herausragende Ergebnisse zu erzielen. Ich freue mich auf die Gelegenheit, mein Wissen und meine Erfahrung mit Ihnen zu teilen und gleichzeitig von Ihrem umfangreichen Expertenwissen zu lernen. Abschließend möchte ich meiner Vorfreude Ausdruck verleihen, ein Teil des Teams zu werden und zu unserem gemeinsamen Erfolg beizutragen. Bis zu unserer persönlichen Begegnung wünsche ich Ihnen eine erfolgreiche Arbeitswoche. Mit freundlichen Grüßen, Tom. If you like this, then you can use it. If it's, for example, too long, then you can also write it to ChatGPT. So I just wrote, can you write the email a bit shorter? And now ChatGPT is rewriting it, and it should be not so long. So you can see here it's much shorter. Sehr geehrte Kolleginnen und Kollegen, mein Name ist Tom und ich freue mich, Ihnen mitzuteilen, dass ich als neuer Projektmanager zu Ihrem Team stoße. Mit 6 Jahren Erfahrung im Bereich Projektmanagement bringe ich umfassende Kenntnisse und eine starke Motivation für unsere gemeinsamen Projekte mit. Ich werde mich beim Seminar nächsten Freitag persönlich vorstellen und freue mich auf die Möglichkeit, Sie alle kennenzulernen und zukünftig eng mit Ihnen zusammenzuarbeiten. Ich blicke einer produktiven und erfolgreichen Zusammenarbeit entgegen. Mit besten Grüßen, Tom. Thank you for watching and see you soon. In this video, I'm going to show you how you can write perfect formal complaint emails in German with the help of ChatGPT. The prompt is almost the same like before. The only thing that I added is here complaint email. At the end, we add the content that the email should be about. So the following content should be included in the email. Now I add the content which should be included. And I read it to you. Restaurantbesuch bei Restaurant XY war sehr schlecht. Unfreundliche Kellner, versalzenes Essen, Haar in meiner Suppe. So like the visit at the restaurant was very bad. The waiter were very unfriendly. The food was very salty and there was even a hair in the soup. Then you go to send message. And now ChatGPT is generating a complaint letter for you. I'm going to read it to you. Sehr geehrte Damen und Herren, mit Bedauern wende ich mich an Sie, um meinen jüngsten Besuch in Ihrem Restaurant XYZ zu thematisieren, welcher leider sehr enttäuschend verlief. Mein Besuch fand am statt und obwohl ich mit hohen Erwartungen gekommen bin, basierend auf den Empfehlungen, die ich erhalten hatte, waren die Erfahrungen, die ich machte, weit entfernt von dem, was ich erhofft hatte. Zunächst möchte ich auf das Verhalten Ihres Personals eingehen. Die Kellner, die an diesem Tag im Dienst waren, zeigten sich durchweg unfreundlich und wenig entgegenkommend. Ein respektvoller und höflicher Umgang mit Gästen sollte in der Gastronomie eine Selbstverständlichkeit sein, doch leider wurde dieser Standard während meines Besuchs nicht erfüllt. Des Weiteren war die Qualität des Essens weit unter den erwartbaren Standards. Speziell das Hauptgericht war deutlich versalzen, was den Genuss erheblich minderte. Ein solches Missverhältnis in der Würzung sollte in einem Restaurant ihrer Kategorie eigentlich nicht vorkommen. Zu meinem Bedauern muss ich auch erwähnen, dass ich ein Haar in meiner Suppe gefunden habe. Dies ist nicht nur unappetitlich, sondern wirft auch ernste Fragen bezüglich der Hygienestandards in Ihrer Küche auf. Ich bin mir bewusst, dass jeder einmal einen schlechten Tag haben kann und Fehler passieren. Jedoch reflektieren die von mir erlebten Mängel ein Niveau des Service und der Qualität, welches sicherlich nicht in Ihren eigenen Ansprüchen entspricht. Ich hoffe sehr, dass mein Feedback als konstruktive Kritik verstanden wird, mit dem Ziel, die Erfahrungen zukünftiger Gäste zu verbessern. Abschließend erwarte ich Ihre Stellungnahme zu den genannten Punkten. Ebenfalls wäre ich Ihnen dankbar, wenn Sie mir mitteilen könnten, welche Schritte unternommen werden, um solche Vorfälle in Zukunft zu vermeiden und die Qualität und den Service Ihres Restaurants zu verbessern. Ich danke Ihnen im Voraus für Ihre Aufmerksamkeit zu diesem ernsten Anliegen und erwarte Ihre baldige Antwort. Mit freundlichen Grüßen, Name. So here you can see one example. If you like it, then you can use it. If you don't like it, then you can say ChatGPT, for example, that he should write it shorter. Another thing which is where ChatGPT is often making mistakes is with the end. Here should not be a comma. So it would be mit freundlichen Grüßen without the comma. Thank you for watching and see you soon. In this video, I'm going to show you how you can get text corrections from ChatGPT. First, I'm going to read the prompt. Imagine you are an experienced German and English teacher with many years of experience. Please correct the following German text for me. Now in here, you can add the German text that you would like to get corrected. Write me what mistakes I have made and explain to me how it's correct. List the mistakes in numbers 1 to 3. Now I will add a short text which includes some mistakes. I will read it also to you. Hallo Tom, mir gehen es gut und dir? Morgen, ich möchte ins Kino gehen. Möchtest du mitkommen? Tom. So you can see there are some mistakes in it. Then you can click on send message and then ChatGPT is correcting your text. Here he's first writing your original text and then he's correcting it and he is saying which mistakes you made. Mistakes. The phrase mir gehen es gut is grammatically incorrect. The correct verb to use with mir is, this context is geht, not gehen, because mir is dative singular and the subject of the sentence is not explicitly stated but implied to be as it. Also the word order is incorrect for stating how one is feeling. Correction, mir geht es gut und dir. Explanation in German when expressing how you are feeling, the correct phrase is mir geht es gut, for I am doing well. The verb geht agrees with implied subject as and mir is an indirect object meaning to me. The corrected sentence translate to I'm doing well and you? Morgen, ich möchte ins Kino gehen. Mistake, the word order is incorrect. In German, the verb typically comes in the second position in declarative sentences. Also in Kino gehen is missing in an article before Kino. Correction, morgen möchte ich ins Kino gehen. Explanation, so then you have the explanation again. If you scroll a bit more down, then you can see how the correct sentence is. Hallo Tom, mir geht es gut und dir? Morgen möchte ich ins Kino gehen. Möchtest du mitkommen, Tom? So that is one option. In the next video, I will show you another way how you can get a text corrected. Thank you for watching and see you soon. In this video, I'm going to show you how you can get a text correction for an email or for complicated text. The prompt is basically the same that we had before. Now I add an email in here and I read the email to you. Sehr geehrten Damen und Herren, letzte Woche haben meine Frau und ich in Ihrem Hotel übernachten. Leider, wir waren sehr enttäuscht, da die Qualität nicht unseren Anforderungen entsprichte. Es war sehr laut in dem Hotel, das Zimmer war dreckig und die Betten waren unbequem zum Schlafen. Daher fordern wir hiermit von Ihnen eine Rückzahlung in Höhe von 50 Euro. Mit freundlichen Grüßen. Then you go to send message again to get the corrected text, or in this case, a corrected email. So I read it to you now. Sehr geehrte Damen und Herren, letzte Woche haben meine Frau und ich in Ihrem Hotel übernachtet. Leider waren wir sehr enttäuscht, da die Qualität nicht unseren Anforderungen entsprach. Es war sehr laut im Hotel. Das Zimmer war dreckig und die Betten waren unbequem zum Schlafen. Daher fordern wir hiermit von Ihnen eine Rückzahlung in Höhe von 50 Euro. Mit freundlichen Grüßen. So you can see that he corrected all of the mistakes, and you have here again the explanation. If you have another email or another text that you would like to correct, then you could add it also in here to get it corrected from ChatGPT. Thank you for watching and see you soon. In this video, I'm going to show you another method how you can get text corrections with the help of ChatGPT. I'm first going to read the prompt. Imagine you're an experienced German and English teacher with many years of experience. Please correct the following German text for me. Now comes the same German text again with the same mistakes. Write me first the correct text, then explain me what mistakes I have made and how it is correct. List the mistakes in bullet points. So you can see that I changed the end of the prompt a bit. Then we go to send message again. And the thing which is really different now that you get at the beginning the corrected text. And that is for many people the most important thing, that they want to see directly the corrected text. So this method definitely has some benefits. So here's the corrected text. Hallo Tom, mir geht es gut und dir? Morgen möchte ich ins Kino gehen. Möchtest du mitkommen? And then after this, you can see the explanations again. In the next video, I will show you how it works if you have a really complicated text. Thank you for watching and see you soon. In this video, I'm going to show you how you can rewrite any text or email with the help of ChatGPT so that it sounds more professional and better. First, I'm going to read the prompt to you. Imagine you're an expert writer with many years of experience. You can rewrite any text perfectly so that it sounds better. You have a perfect command of German and English. Can you rewrite this email? In here, you can add the email or the text that you would like to get corrected. In case that it's a text, then instead of email, you would write text here. So that it sounds more professional and friendly, write in German. So now I'm going to add the text here. I read the email to you. Hallo Tom, hiermit lade ich euch zu meiner Geburtstagsfeier ein. Für Getränke und Essen ist gesorgt. Sag mir bitte bis Freitag Bescheid, ob du kommen kannst. So then we go to send message. Sehr geehrter Tom, ich freue mich, dich zu meiner bevorstehenden Geburtstagsfeier einzuladen. Es würde mir eine große Freude bereiten, diesen besonderen Tag gemeinsam mit dir zu begehen. Selbstverständlich ist für eine reichhaltige Auswahl an Speisen und Getränken gesorgt, um die Feier angemessen zu gestalten. Ich wäre dir sehr dankbar, wenn du mir bis zum kommenden Freitag mitteilen könntest, ob du an der Feier teilnehmen kannst. Diese Information ist für die abschließende Planung von großer Bedeutung. Mit freundlichen Grüßen. If you like it, then you can use it. If it's, for example, too formal, which I think in this case it's too formal, then you can also write it to ChatGPT. So I wrote now, can you write the email informal? And now he's generating it again. Hey Tom, ich möchte dich mega gerne zu meiner Geburtstagsparty einladen. Es wird reichlich Essen und Trinken geben, also komm vorbei und feier mit. Lass mich bitte bis Freitag wissen, ob du dabei sein kannst. Freue mich schon, and then your name. If you like it, then you can use it, otherwise you can regenerate it again. Thank you for watching and see you soon. In this video, I'm going to show you how you can learn vocabulary with the help of ChatGPT. First, I'm going to read the prompt. Imagine you're an experienced German and English teacher with many years of experience. Please name the 50 most important German words about the topic traveling and give the English translation. If you like to talk about another topic, you can just change it here. And then you go to send message. And now ChatGPT is giving you 50 important words about the topic traveling, and you always have the translation into English. After this, we will practice the vocabulary. To practice the vocabulary, you can use, for example, this prompt. So the prompt is create a vocabulary test from the above vocabulary ABC. So now ChatGPT already created all the vocabulary, and now we put the next prompt. So create a vocabulary test from the above vocabulary ABC. So you can see here Reisen, and then you can select the correct answer. For example, 1B, then Flugzeug would be plane, and so on. If you like to have a more complicated vocabulary test, you can also adjust it. So you can say, for example, create a vocabulary test with sentences. And you can see that now the vocabulary is much more difficult. The test is much more difficult. You still have the same vocabulary, but you always have a complete sentence. Bitte, wo finde ich den Bus zum Stadtzentrum? So in this case it would be B. Ich muss meine Fahrkarte am Automaten abholen. And you would just write always the answer. So for example, 1B, 2B, and so on. And then at the end, you go to send message. We'll just do it now. Send message. So you can see that he corrects it. He said the first one was correct and the second one was also correct. But he also said that I only answered the first two questions. So if you would make mistakes, then ChatGPT would say, yeah, you made it wrong, and he would say to you how it would be correct. Thank you for watching and see you soon. In this video, I'm going to show you how you can improve your reading in German with the help of ChatGPT. First, I'm going to read the prompt. Imagine you're an experienced German and English teacher with many years of experience. I would like to improve my reading in German. My current level is B1. Please provide me with a text in German for a B1 level and ask me 5 questions related to the text. If you have a different level like B2 or A2, of course you can just change it. You could also say to ChatGPT that he should write the text about a specific topic. Okay, then you go to send message, and now ChatGPT is generating a text for you. Sometimes ChatGPT can get a bit confused with the level, so it could be that the text is a little bit too difficult or a little bit too easy. After this, you could say to ChatGPT, can you write a more difficult text or can you write an easier text? Okay, I will just read the text for you. Der Ausflug in den Park. Letzten Sonntag beschlossen Marie und ihre Familie einen Ausflug in den lokalen Park zu machen. Der Himmel war klar und die Sonne schien, was den Tag perfekt für Outdoor-Aktivitäten machte. Sie packten ein Picknick ein, einschließlich Maries Lieblings-Sandwiches mit Käse und Schinken, frischem Obst und einigen Keksen als Dessert. Als sie im Park ankamen, suchten sie sich einen schönen Platz im Schatten eines großen Baumes. Nach dem Essen spielten Marie und ihr Bruder Fußball, während ihre Eltern entspannt das schöne Wetter genossen. Später am Nachmittag machten sie einen Spaziergang um den See, der im Zentrum des Parks lag. Sie beobachteten die Enten und Schwäne, die friedlich auf dem Wasser schwammen. Bevor sie nach Hause gingen, genossen sie noch eine Runde Eis. Marie wählte Schokoladeneis, ihr Bruder Erdbeereis und ihre Eltern entschieden sich für Vanilleeis. Auf dem Rückweg sprachen sie darüber, wie schön es war, Zeit miteinander im Freien zu verbringen und planten bereits ihren nächsten Ausflug. Now you can see here are 5 questions. To answer it, you would just say one and then you would write the answer. In the next video, I'm going to show you how you can generate a text about a specific topic. Thank you for watching and see you soon. In this video, I'm going to show you how you can improve your reading with the help of ChatGPT if you have an A1 level. First, I'm going to read the prompt. Imagine you're an experienced German and English teacher with many years of experience. I would like to improve my reading in German. My level is A1. Please provide me with a text in German for an A1 level and ask me 5 questions related to the text. Please translate the text and the questions into English. So the prompt is almost the same like before. What I changed in here is that we get a translation and we changed it here with the level. Then you go to send message again. And now ChatGPT is generating the text and I'm going to read the text for you. Ein Tag im Leben von Max. Max steht jeden Tag um 7 Uhr auf. Er frühstückt um 7:30 Uhr. Zum Frühstück isst er Brot mit Käse und trinkt einen Kaffee. Um 8 Uhr geht Max zur Arbeit. Er arbeitet in einem Büro. Die Arbeit beginnt um 8:30 Uhr und endet um 17 Uhr. Nach der Arbeit geht Max oft in den Park. Er mag es, in der Natur zu sein. Um 19 Uhr isst Max zu Abend. Er mag Pasta sehr. Nach dem Abendessen liest Max ein Buch oder sieht fern. Um 22 Uhr geht er ins Bett. Now you have here the translation, and then you have the questions and also the translation of the questions. Thank you for watching and see you soon. Hello everyone. In this video, I'm going to show you how you can improve your reading with the help of ChatGPT about a specific topic. The prompt is almost the same. What I changed in here is the level. So instead of B1, we have now a B2 level. And I also added that we talk about a specific topic. So I changed this a little bit. I said my level is B2. Please provide me with a text in German for B2 level about the topic sightseeing in Germany. And the rest is also the same. Then you go to send message. And now he's generating a text about this topic. If you like to talk about another topic, of course you can just change it. Now I will read the text. Sehenswürdigkeiten in Deutschland. Deutschland im Herzen Europas gelegen, bietet eine Vielzahl von historischen Städten, kulturellen Schätzen und atemberaubenden Landschaften, die es zu einem idealen Ziel für Sightseeing machen. Eines der berühmtesten Wahrzeichen ist das Brandenburger Tor in Berlin, das als Symbol der deutschen Einheit steht. Nicht weit davon entfernt befindet sich der Reichstag, der Sitz des Deutschen Bundestages, bekannt für seine beeindruckende Glaskuppel, die einen Panoramablick über die Stadt bietet. In Bayern lockt das Schloss Neuschwanstein, das Ludwig II. Im 19. Jahrhundert erbauen ließ und als Inspiration für Disneys Schloss diente jährlich Millionen von Besuchern. Die malerische, romantische Straße, die durch Bayern führt, bietet zudem einen Einblick in das mittelalterliche Deutschland mit gut erhaltenen Städten, Schlössern und Landschaften. Im Westen Deutschlands liegt das Rheintal mit seinen steilen Weinbergen, historischen Burgen und malerischen Dörfern. Eine Bootsfahrt Auf dem Rhein bietet eine einzigartige Perspektive auf diese faszinierende Region. Köln mit seinem imposanten Dom, einem Meisterwerk gotischer Architektur, zieht ebenfalls viele Besucher an. Für Liebhaber der Natur bietet der Schwarzwald mit seinen dichten Wäldern, klaren Seen und traditionellen Dörfern eine Oase der Ruhe. Im Süden bietet der Bodensee mit seiner idyllischen Landschaft und den umherliegenden Alpen einen spektakulären Anblick. Deutschland ist reich an Geschichte, Kultur und Natur. Ob man in die Vergangenheit eintauchen, kulturelle Höhepunkte erleben oder einfach die Schönheit der Natur genießen möchte, Deutschland hat für jeden etwas zu bieten. Then you have here the questions, and now you have here the translation. If you like to have another text generated for the same level, you can say this. So if you would just say now, can you generate me another text, then he would generate another text about the same topic. So you can say, can you generate me another text about the topic? So I said now, can you generate me another text about the topic food in Germany? And now he's generating another text, and this text is also for a B2 level. If the text is too difficult, as I've said before, then you can write here, can you generate me another text about the topic food in Germany? And can you make the text a little bit easier? Thank you for watching and see you soon. In this video, I'm going to show you a very complicated prompt. You can use this prompt to create a tailored course for you to practice German. First, I'm going to read the prompt. Imagine you're an experienced A1 German tutor with many years of experience. You start with Chapter 1, Beginner or Introduction. Chapter 1 contains an easy explanation of the topic for absolute beginners to the subject. Then you ask if the student would like to move to the next chapter, Chapter 2, or if he would like to take a quiz on the topic. If he chooses quiz, generate 5 suitable questions for the student to answer. After the student has answered the questions, write which are correct and which are incorrect. If an answer is correct, make a green tick. If the answer is incorrect, make a red cross. Then ask if the student would like to take another quiz or move on to the next chapter. If the student chooses next chapter, go to the next chapter. After Chapter 1 comes Chapter 2, after Chapter 2 comes 3, then 4, and so on. The chapters are built on each other, and the content becomes a little bit more difficult from chapter to chapter. For each chapter, you always give an explanation and ask after the explanation if the student would like to go to the next chapter or if he would like to do a quiz on the respective chapter. The following applies to all quizzes. Ask 5 suitable questions about the respective chapter for the student to answer. After the student has answered the questions, write down which answers are correct and which are incorrect. If an answer is correct, make a green tick. If the answer is wrong, make a red cross. Then ask if the student would like to take another quiz or go to the next chapter. If the student chooses next chapter, go to the next chapter. This one doesn't need to be here. Write everything in English except for the tasks. Yeah, this prompt, you can see it's very, very long. You can also download it. So you can see it, there's a file where you have this prompt. And of course, if you have another level, you can adjust it. In the other videos, I will also show you how it is with other examples, for example, for A2, or if you only would like to practice it with grammar or for reading and so on. Then you go to send message. And now ChatGPT is starting to give an explanation if you are completely new to practice German. So I just read the beginning, Introduction to German. Welcome to your first German lesson. As a beginner, you will start with the basics, which are crucial for building a solid foundation in a new language. Let's dive into the essentials of German. Then he goes to the alphabet and pronunciation, and he is saying something about the greetings and basic phrases. Then he talks about the numbers. And you can see this is the chapter 1. If you would like to take a quiz, then you can answer these questions. If you don't like to take the quiz, you can just say next chapter, and then ChatGPT is going to the next chapter. Next chapter, chapter 2, basic grammar and sentence structure. In this chapter, we will cover some foundational aspects of German grammar and the basic sentence structure, which will help you form simple sentences and understand how language is structured. Nouns and articles. If you have questions, for example, about a topic, then of course, you can always ask it to give more explanations about it. We will make it for the nouns, for example. And then you get a more detailed explanation. So ChatGPT is writing nouns. In German, nouns are always capitalized, regardless of their placement in a sentence. This is one of the most distinctive features of German grammar and helps to easily identify nouns in a text. Nouns can be categorized into 3 genders, masculine, feminine, and neuter. The gender of a noun affects articles and adjectives that must be used with it. Then he's also referring to the articles. Okay, now we go to the next chapter. Basic conversational phrases. What's your name? My name is. Wie heißt du? Ich heiße. I'm from. Ich komme aus. Asking questions. How are you? Wie geht es dir? How old are you? Wie alt bist du? So if you like to take a quiz now, you can just write quiz. And then ChatGPT is generating 5 quizzes for you, and you can answer it by writing 1, 2, 3, and so on, and then writing the answer. Okay, but for this example, we first go to the next chapter. Chapter 4, time, days of the weeks and dates. Understanding how to discuss time, days of the weeks and dates is essential for making plans, scheduling activities, or asking about events in German. This chapter will cover these topics to help you navigate through time-related conversations. Telling time, then you have like some phrases here. What time is it? Wie spät ist es? Wie viel Uhr ist es? Days of the week, dates, months of the year. I think you understood the principle. So if you like to go to the next chapter, you would write again next chapter. If you like to take a quiz, you could write quiz, and then ChatGPT would always generate a quiz for the last chapter. Thank you for watching and see you soon. In this video, we are going to focus again on the complicated prompt. I changed the prompt a little bit. In this example, we use A2 German tutor instead of A1. I only read the first 2 sentences that I changed. Imagine you're an experienced A2 German tutor with many years of experience. You start with Chapter 1. Chapter 1 contains the first topic of an A2 German course. Give an explanation of the topic for a German student starting his A2 level. The rest is the same. You also have this prompt to download and you can just copy paste it in ChatGPT. I advise you to use ChatGPT 4. It is working much better. With ChatGPT 3.5, this prompt is not working really good because it's too difficult. If you have another level like B1 or so on, you can of course just change it. If you just like to practice a specific thing, for example, only reading or grammar, you can also write it. For example, imagine you're an experienced A2 German tutor for grammar or A2 German tutor for reading. Okay. Then you go to send message. And now ChatGPT is starting with the course. I will read it to you. Welcome to chapter 1 of our A2 German course. As an experienced tutor, I'm here to guide you through the basics and build upon what you've already learned at the A1 level. Let's dive into our first topic. Chapter 1, present tense of regular verbs. At the A2 level, it's crucial to have a firm grasp on how to conjugate and use regular verbs in the present tense. This forms the foundation for expressing actions and states of being in the present. Regular verbs in German, unlike irregular verbs, follow a consistent pattern in their conjugation. Here's a quick overview. Verb endings. In German, regular verbs typically end in en in the infinitive form, e.g. machen, spielen, arbeiten. Conjugation pattern. To conjugate these verbs, you remove the en ending and add the specific ending depending on the subject. For example, ich spiele, du spielst, er, sie, es spielt, wir spielen, ihr spielt, sie spielen. Sentence structure. In a standard statement, the conjugated verb typically occupies the second position in the sentence, e.g. ich spiele Fußball. I play soccer. If you would like to go to the next chapter, you would just write next chapter. If you have a question about a specific topic, you can ask it. For example, about the sentence structure. Can you give me more details about? And now ChatGPT is giving more details about the sentence structure, basic sentence structure, subject, verb, object. Then he's giving examples. Ich spiele Fußball. Ich, the subject, spiele, play is the verb, Fußball is the object. Verb position in different types of sentences. For example, questions. Spielst du Fußball? Do you play soccer? Or like commands in imperative. If you have more questions, for example, about the modal verbs, then you could also ask it again. If you like to go to the next chapter, then you can just write next chapter or you can write chapter 2. Okay, we are going to the next chapter now. Accusative case. So it could always be in an A2 course that at the beginning he's just repeating a bit from an A1 level. But with the accusative and dative, of course, many people have in general problem even in a B2 and B1 level, of course. Moving on to chapter 2, we will delve into the accusative case, an essential aspect of German grammar. The accusative case is primarily used for direct objects in a sentence, that is, the person or thing that receives the action of the verb. Understanding the accusative case. Function. The accusative case marks the direct object of a sentence. It answers the questions whom or what in relation of the verb. Definite and indefinite article. And he gives the definite and indefinite articles. Pronouns. Personal pronouns change in the accusative case as follows. Ich becomes mich, du becomes dich, er becomes ihn, and so on. Prepositions. Certain prepositions always take the accusative case. Some common ones include durch, für, gegen, ohne, and And then you can see like some example sentence. Ich sehe den Hund. Er kauft einen Apfel. Also here, if you have a question, for example, about the prepositions, you can also ask it. So I wrote now, can you name me all accusative prepositions? somehow he didn't react it, then you can just send it again. So I wrote, can you name me all accusative prepositions? And now ChatGPT is writing down the accusative prepositions. It can always happen that he is forgetting something, so it's not 100% accurate. You always have to double check it. So these ones are the two-way prepositions, which can be used with dative and accusative. And these ones are the normal accusative prepositions. Okay, let's just say quiz. So now he's generating a quiz with general questions. But if you prefer to have, for example, a quiz where you have sentences directly with the accusative case, you can also write this. I wrote now to ChatGPT quiz ABC with sentences for the accusative and dative case. The student should choose the correct article. Now ChatGPT created a quiz for us. I read it to you. Ich gebe das Buch meinem Bruder. So one would be B. Wir fahren mit dem Auto in die Stadt. Two would be A. I will make now in 3 a mistake so that you can see later how ChatGPT is correcting it. Kannst du bitte das Fenster öffnen? It would be A. I will just take B. Er hilft der alten Frau über die Straße. It's for B. Ich warte auf die Antwort von dir, and it's 5B. I will also just take a wrong one. I just take C. And then you can go to send message, and then ChatGPT is correcting it. So you can see here this answer was wrong. The ChatGPT also marked it as wrong, and he also wrote the correct answer is A. Das Fenster ist Neuter, and since it's the direct object being opened, accusative, the correct article is das. Then also ChatGPT figured this out, that this is wrong, and then you can see here the results. As I've already said before, you cannot be 100% sure that ChatGPT is not making any mistakes. Especially if you only have ChatGPT 3.5, it's not 100% accurate. Thank you for watching and see you soon. In this video, I'm going to show you how you can learn German for a B1 level with the help of ChatGPT. The prompt is the same that we had before in the other video, now just for a B1 level. If you have a higher level like B2 or C1, then you can just check out the other videos. If you have a lower level, then check out the videos from before. Okay. You have the prompt to download, and you can just copy paste the prompt into ChatGPT. Then you can go to send message to start the conversation with ChatGPT. In case that it's too easy or too difficult, you can also write it to ChatGPT. For example, can you make it a bit more difficult, or can you make it a bit easier? Okay, let's check out what ChatGPT has written. Let's begin with chapter 1 of the German B1 course. As we are advancing from A2 to B1, we are entering a realm where you are expecting to understand the main points of clear standards input on familiar matters, regularly encountered in work, school, leisure, etc. At B1 level, you should be able to deal with most situations likely to arise while traveling in an area where the language is spoken and produce simple connected text on topics that are familiar or of personal interest. Chapter 1, talking about past experiences. This chapter focuses on the past tense, especially on the perfect, present perfect, and preteritum simple past tenses, as these are essential for talking about past experiences. The perfect is used to discuss events that have a connection to the present, and it's formed with the auxiliary verbs haben or sein plus the past participle of the verb. For instance, ich habe gegessen, I have eaten. The preteritum is often used in written language or for speaking about events in the more distant past, particularly with the verbs sein, was, were, and haben, had. For example, ich ging, I went. So if you like to take a quiz, then you could answer these questions. If you like to go to the next chapter, you can write chapter 2 or you can write next chapter. If you like to talk about a specific topic, you can also write it in here. Chapter 2, describing future intentions and plans. So now ChatGPT is talking about the future. For example, ich werde reisen for the future 1. Here you have some exercises. And if you like to have more explanations about the topic or similar topic, you could write it. I will just do it. Can you explain me the future 2 in German? Now ChatGPT is going to the future 2 and explaining the future 2. Also, if you like to have an explanation of another topic, you can write it. For example, about the passive or anything else. If you like to have a quiz about it, then you can write it. If you like to go to the next chapter, then you can also just write to ChatGPT, next chapter. So now we write, for example, quiz. So now ChatGPT is generating a quiz for the last topic. So in this case, for the future 2. Now he's just asking how the future 2 is formed. Of course, that quiz is not so nice. If you like to have a quiz where you directly have to use the future 2, you can also write it. So I just stop it and then I go here to quiz. So I wrote now quiz in which I can use the future 2. And then I just regenerate it. You could also write quiz ABC. Now you have another exercise. So for example, 1, wie lautet die korrekte Futur 2 Form für das Verb schreiben, to write in der ersten Person Singular? Ich werde geschrieben haben, ich werde schreiben haben, ich werde geschrieben sein. So it would be, for example, ich werde geschrieben haben. Okay, thank you for watching and see you soon. Now I'm showing you how you can ask ChatGPT specific questions for your level. So in this case, for a B1 level. I asked ChatGPT, can you explain me the final clauses in German? You can also ask ChatGPT something else about the passive and so on. ChatGPT answered me, certainly. In German, final clauses, Finalsätze, are used to express the purpose or goal of an action. They answer the questions of why something is done. These clauses often start with conjunctions, such as damit, so that, or zu, in order to, and they introduce a subordinate clause that explains the purpose. Now ChatGPT is referring to the structure of zu and of the structure of damit. And you can see like 2 examples, like one example for zu. Ich lerne Deutsch, im Urlaub kommunizieren zu können. I'm learning German in order to be able to communicate on vacation. And he also wrote one example for the damit clause. Ich kaufe ein Wörterbuch, damit mein Bruder Deutsch lernen kann. I'm buying a dictionary so that my brother can learn German. Here are some key points. And then I asked ChatGPT if he can generate me 10 example sentences. So now ChatGPT wrote example sentences. Here are some for zu. Ich spare Geld, mir ein neues Fahrrad zu kaufen. I'm saving money in order to buy a new bicycle. Sie lernt jeden Tag, ihre Deutschkenntnisse zu verbessern. She studies every day in order to improve her German. Here are some example sentences with damit. Gibt seinem Sohn Geld, damit sich ein Eis kaufen kann. He gives his son money so that he can buy an ice cream. Then I asked ChatGPT to create a quiz, A-B, and in the quiz I should choose between damit or zu. So here you can see the examples of the questions. Ich lerne jeden Tag Deutsch, damit ich die Prüfung bestehe. So that must be damit because it's here conjugated. Sie geht früh ins Bett, am nächsten Tag fit zu sein. So also in here you would always put the answer, for example, 1A, 1A, and you can make a comma, 2B, 3, spart sein Geld, damit sich ein neues Auto kaufen kann. So that would be A. 4, wir treffen uns eine Stunde früher, genug Zeit für die Besprechung zu haben. This would be B. In this case, I will make a mistake. I take A so that you can see that ChatGPT is correcting this. Sie schickt ihm eine Nachricht, damit sich keine Sorgen macht. 5a. 6. Ich trage eine Brille, besser sehen zu können. It's B. 7. Er öffnet das Fenster, damit frische Luft ins Zimmer kommt. 7a. Wir lernen Englisch, im Urlaub besser kommunizieren zu können. 8b. 9. Sie macht Yoga, entspannt zu bleiben. I will also make a mistake now, so I take 9a. It's also wrong. Ich bereite alles heute vor, direkt, damit wir morgen direkt starten können, so 10a. So I made on purpose 2 mistakes. Then you go to generate, and then ChatGPT is correcting the answers. So you can see here, this one is correct, and ChatGPT also marked it as correct. So here, the sentence was wrong, and you can see that ChatGPT also marked it as wrong, and he also gave an explanation. Wir treffen uns eine Stunde früher, damit genug Zeit für die Besprechung haben. ChatGPT wrote correct. The sentence is tricky. The correct completion should be zu to indicate the purpose directly related to the action of meeting earlier. However, since the sentence structure leans towards damit, it seems there's a misunderstanding. The intended answer under typical structure should be zu, but given your answer A, damit is suggested a confusion. Let's mark it as a learning opportunity. So the other ones he also said are correct, and the 9th one, which I also made wrong, he also said it was wrong. Sie macht Yoga. I wrote damit, that is wrong. It should have been zu. The correct answer should be B, zu. Thank you for watching. Now I'm showing you how you can practice German for a B2 level with the help of ChatGPT. If you have a higher or lower level, you can check out the other videos. Okay, we go now down to send message to start the conversation with ChatGPT. If you have ChatGPT 4, I advise you to use ChatGPT 4. With ChatGPT 3.5, it doesn't work as good. Okay, let's check out what ChatGPT has written. Chapter 1, Introduction to B2 German level. Welcome to Chapter 1 of your B2 German course. As you begin this journey, it's essential to understand what the B2 level entails. The B2 level, according to the Common European Framework of Reference of Languages, signifies an independent level of proficiency in the German language. At this stage, learners are expected to understand the main ideas of complex text on both concrete and abstract topics, including technical discussions in their field of specialization. Furthermore, B2 students should be able to interact with a degree of fluency and spontaneity that makes regular interaction with native speakers quite possible without strain for either party. They should also be able to produce clear, detailed text on a wide range of subject and explain a viewpoint on a topical issue, giving the advantages and disadvantages of various options. Okay, now he is going to the main topics of chapter 1 and referring shortly to it. Verb positions in main and subordinate clauses, then advanced vocabulary building, expressing opinions and arguments, conditional sentences. Now you can ask about one of these topics to get more explanations so that ChatGPT goes more into detail. Let us take, for example, subordinate clauses. So I ask now, can you explain subordinate clauses? And now ChatGPT is referring to subordinate clauses. Normally, as a student of a B2 level, definitely you should be able to use a subordinate clause. Now he is giving the definition of a subordinate clause, the structure, and then examples. If you like to have more examples, you could also write it to ChatGPT. For example, can you write me 10 example sentences? If you like to have a quiz, you can also write it. Also, if you would like to have more explanation about a subtopic, you can also write it to ChatGPT. Okay, we will go first to the next chapter. Now he's referring to complex sentence structure. He's giving at the beginning the introduction, and then he's going to the main topics of chapter 2. And one is compound sentences, then passive voice, reported speech, relative clauses, infinitive clauses. And then you follow the same principle. You can also choose one topic which you would like to practice more and ask ChatGPT to give you a more detailed explanation. Let us take the relative clauses. And then you can write, can you explain me the relative clauses? Now he's explaining the relative clauses in German. First the definition, then the structure. Now you can see some examples. So he makes an example for the nominative case. Der Mann, der gestern hier war, ist mein Bruder. The man who was here yesterday is my brother. Then there's another example for accusative. Das Buch, das ich lese, ist spannend. The book that I'm reading is exciting. And for the dative case, die Frau, der ich das Geld gab, ist meine Freundin. The woman to whom I gave the money is my friend. Genitive, das ist der Hund des Mannes, der nebenan wohnt. That is the dog of the man who lives next door. And then he's explaining the functions. If you like to have more examples, of course you could just write it. Okay, we go now to the next chapter. I just wrote next chapter. And then ChatGPT is explaining complex sentence structures. At the beginning, he just gives an introduction to the topic, and then he gives an overview of chapter 2. So in this case, 1, compound sentences, 2, passive voice, 3, reported speech, 4, relative clauses, and 5, infinitive clauses. Then he's explaining it a bit more. If you have to any topic a question, you can ask it ChatGPT and he is giving you more information. Then I wrote, can you explain me the relative clauses? Then he gave a definition of the relative clauses, explained the structure, and he gave some examples. First for the nominative case. Der Mann, der gestern hier war, ist mein Bruder. The man who was here yesterday is my brother. Then for the accusative. Das Buch, das ich lese, ist spannend. The book that I'm reading is exciting. The dative. Die Frau, der ich das Geld gab, ist meine Freundin. The woman to whom I gave the money is my friend. Genitive. Das Haus, das ist der Hund des Mannes, der nebenan wohnt. That's the dog of the man who lives next door. Then ChatGPT is explaining the functions and the importance for a B2 level. So I wrote now to ChatGPT to create a quiz for us for the relative clauses. So this is what I wrote. Can you create a quiz in which I have to put the correct relative pronoun? Now ChatGPT created a quiz for me. Das ist der Mann, der gestern hier war. Ich habe einen Stift, den ich nicht finde. Die Frau, die neben uns sitzt, ist sehr freundlich. Das Auto, dessen Motor laut ist, gehört meinem Onkel. So you always write like one and then the answers. I made on purpose one mistake by 5 so that you can see that ChatGPT is giving you also a correction. So these are the corrections from ChatGPT. So you can see in 5, I made on purpose a mistake and ChatGPT also figured it out that it's wrong. I wrote den, so die Kinder, die im Park spielen, sind aus meiner Schule. So you can see here that it should be with die. Then I wrote next chapter and ChatGPT went to the chapter 3, advanced vocabulary and idiomatic expressions. Then he gives an overview of the chapter 3, field-specific vocabulary, idiomatic expressions, and so on. And I asked ChatGPT then, can you generate me field-specific vocabulary with a translation? You could also ask ChatGPT, can you give me vocabulary about the topic medicine or about the topic technology? So then he gave me vocabulary about different topics, like 5 for technologies and for medicine, for economy, for business, and so on. And then I asked ChatGPT if he can give me 30 words more about the topic technology with the translation. And then ChatGPT created me 30 words. You can see them here. And now I write to ChatGPT to create a quiz for us. So I wrote now, can you create a vocabulary test ABC for me with the last 30 words? And now ChatGPT is creating a vocabulary test. So you have here one Algorithmus, algorithm, Datensicherheit, data security, and so on. If you like to practice it in with a sentence, you could also write it to ChatGPT. Go to Edit. Can you create a vocabulary test ABC for me with the last 30 words? Vocabulary test for me. Can you create a vocabulary test ABC for me with sentences for the last 30 words? So now you have a complete sentence and you can choose between A, B, C. Für die Digitalisierung von persönlichen Daten ist es wichtig, für die Datensicherheit von persönlichen Daten ist es wichtig, starke Passwörter zu verwenden. Viele Unternehmen verlagern ihre Daten und Anwendungen in die Cloud Computing, um Kosten zu sparen und Flexibilität zu erhöhen. So also here you always write one and then A, B or C, and at the end you go to send message. Okay, if you like to take another quiz, you could write it to ChatGPT. If you like to go to the next chapter, you would just write next chapter. If you have a question about a specific topic, you could also just write it. Can you explain me, for example, the passive? You would also just write it. Thank you for watching and see you soon. In this video, I'm going to show you how you can practice German with the help of ChatGPT for a C1 German level. For a C1 German level, ChatGPT is not 100% accurate. It can be that ChatGPT is making some mistakes, so keep this in mind. The prompt is basically the same that we used in the videos before. If you have a lower level, best to check out the other videos first. Okay, you can download the prompt and then copy paste it in, and then you can click on send message to start the conversation with ChatGPT. Now ChatGPT is starting with us a conversation. He's giving an introduction and then he's saying, he's giving like an overview of the topics. For example, conjunctive 2, the passive voice in various tenses, relative clauses, reflexive verbs and their uses. If you like to have an explanation or if you have a question about another specific topic, you can ask it. If you have a question about a topic here, you can also ask it. For an example, we just take the topic 4, reflexive verbs. ChatGPT is normally creating a quiz. You can just ignore it. If you like to answer it, you can do it, but you don't have to do it. It's more when ChatGPT is explaining a grammar topic that you can directly do a quiz for this chapter. Okay. So I wrote now, explain me reflexive verbs and their uses. Now ChatGPT is explaining the topic. If you like to have, for example, 10 example sentences for the topic, then you can also write it. So now he's writing reflexive pronouns in German. Ich, mich, du, dich, er, sie, es, sich, wir, uns, ihr, euch, sie, sich. Uses of reflexive verbs. Also again, like I said it already before, but just keep in mind that it is not 100% accurate. There is, for example, for the first person singular, there's also dative, which would be mir. And for the second person singular, you also have a dative, which would be dir. So he didn't explain it yet. Then he's explaining uses of reflexive verbs. And then the placement in a sentence. Okay, now I write, can you generate me 10 example sentences? Ich stelle mich dem neuen Kollegen vor. Er entschuldigt sich für sein spätes Erscheinen. I will ask ChatGPT now to also generate me 5 example sentences with a dative because he forgot it on the top. So I wrote now, can you generate me 5 example sentences with a dative reflexive pronoun? So now you can see that he is making it now correct. So especially for example sentences, it's often more accurate. So it's good if you like to practice grammar or a specific topic, especially when the topic is very difficult, to get example sentences. You can see now here, ich kann mir diesen Urlaub leider nicht leisten. So that is correct. Kannst du dir diese Telefonnummer merken? Er wünscht sich zum Geburtstag ein neues Fahrrad. And so on. If you like to have, for example, a list of reflexive verbs, you could also write it to ChatGPT. I wrote now, can you generate me a list of reflexive verbs? And now he's generating some verbs. If you like to do a quiz, then you could just write quiz ABC. And if you like to go to the next chapter, you could just write next chapter. We are going now to the next chapter, and ChatGPT is explaining complex sentence structures. Then he's giving an introduction and an overview again of the topics. Also again here, you can ask about these topics. Can you give me more details about, let's say, nominalizations? So now he's explaining the nominalizations. He's also giving first an introduction. And then he's giving now examples. So for example, lesen, das Lesen. Schön, das Schöne. Also here you can ask ChatGPT to generate examples or to generate you a quiz. You can say that he should generate a quiz with ABC or generate a quiz with sentences. If you like to go to the next chapter, then you can write after this next chapter. We go now again to the next chapter. Also in here, if you like to practice something specifically, then you could also ask it. We will also go to the next chapter after this. So it's always good if you ask about the subtopics. So for example, about the proverbs and sayings. Here we go first to the next chapter. Now ChatGPT is explaining the usage of German modal particles. Now I write, can you explain me the topic common modal particles in detail? So it's always good if you ask this question so that you get more explanations. Now ChatGPT is explaining more about common modal particles in detail. So doch, now he's referring to the modal particle doch. First a short introduction, then an example. Du kommst doch zur Party, oder? You're coming to the party, aren't you? Eben. Also here he gives a short introduction and then an example. Das ist eben so. That's just how it is. Eigentlich. Also in here, he translated it with actually. Eigentlich wollte ich früher kommen. In this context, it's correct, but eigentlich also has some other meanings. It can also have a hidden meaning. So keep in mind that it must not always be 100% accurate. In this case, it is actually, or it could also be indeed, but eigentlich can also have a hidden meaning. For example, if someone is asking you, if someone is saying, eigentlich fand ich die Party gut, it doesn't mean actually or indeed I like the party. It means more that there is something that they didn't like about the party. Okay, halt. Es ist halt schwierig. It is just difficult. Ja, das weißt du ja schon. You already know that. Mal, komm mal her. Come here for a moment. Schon. So always you can see he gives a short introduction and then one example. If you like to have more examples, you can write it. If you like to have exercises about it, you can also write it. If you like to go to the next chapter, then you also just write it again. Next chapter. If you like to talk about another specific topic, or if you like to practice writing, reading, you can also write it in the chat. Okay, thank you for watching and see you soon. In this video, I'm going to show you how you can get examples about the specific grammar topics with the help of ChatGPT. First, I'm going to read the prompt. Imagine you're an experienced German and English teacher with many years of experience. I would like to improve my grammar. My current level is B1. Can you write me 10 example sentences about the topic final clauses in German? Please translate each sentence into English. Then you go to send message. If you like to talk about another topic, you could just change it here. Now ChatGPT is generating the sentences. Ich lerne jeden Tag, damit ich meine Sprachkenntnisse verbessern kann. Sie geht früh ins Bett, um am nächsten Tag ausgeruht zu sein. If you like to practice after this with a test, then you can give ChatGPT another prompt. For example, can you create a quiz for me from these sentences? Or you can also say, can you create a quiz and then A, B, C? So here you have the 10 example sentences and each sentence has a translation. And now here you can see that ChatGPT generated the exercises for us. Ich lerne jeden Tag Deutsch, damit ich meine Sprachkenntnisse verbessern kann. Sie geht früh ins Bett, um am nächsten Tag ausgeruht zu sein. So here's a mistake. It should be only Wir lesen die Anleitung sorgfältig durch, damit wir keine Fehler bei der Montage machen. So it would be A. So also in here, it's not 100% accurate, but normally you don't have many mistakes from ChatGPT. Thank you for watching.